And assume he's on the play. He's got to be on the play, right?
Steven's probably on the play.
Looks like Steven keeps.
So we're going to game 3, I guess.
Oh, we already played game 1.
So we must have missed game 1.
Okay, so
it looks like both of our players going for a mulligan here.
Oh,
no,
okay.
We have 1 to... Oh, okay, we got a game loss.
We got a game loss for deck reg error.
So probably Kevin Jones, because he never submitted his deck reg.
Sure, okay, that's fair. Well, all right, so this is the rubber game right here. This is the first sideboarded game, too,
So Kevin started from a position of, I won game 1, we're going to sideboard, I know what he's doing, I'm in a good spot, to deck reg error, lost game 2.
Gotcha, okay.
They're both mulliganing the 6 right now. Well, I guess Kevin's on the play now, because he lost game 2.
Oh, so he doesn't just lose game 1, he loses game 2? That's how it works?
I believe so. Yeah. So left got a game loss for game 2. I think.
Okay.
I think it was too early for them to be able to divvy out the game loss for the deck reg.
Oh, sure. Both players scry. Kevin keeps on top. Let's see where Steven goes with his 7th
Steven
card.
looks like he's a little land light. I have 2 lands, a forest and a raging ravine, and he's got Courser and Scavenging Ooze. So I'm looking for a 3rd land here.
Yeah. Gotta ship it. If it's not a land, you gotta ship it.
Kevin starts off with Celestial Colonnade. It's a good land to start.
Path. Don't really love Path against Kevin.
I think it's actually fine because Resto and Colonnade are just threats you have to deal with.
Sure. I wonder if Steven shaved paths at all. Oh, and there's the...
I would probably shave on some number of paths. I don't think you want all 4.
Yeah, you probably go down to 3, and that's fine.
Maybe 2. I think most of the time you want to probably see 1 path to exile.
Gotcha.
So 3 is a good number for you if you ever want to see just 1 of a card. But I could see shaving down to 2 because the card is, not that great.
Right.
I like this position right here because I think Steven can get this Corsair Crufix on the floor without Kevin having too much say in it.
Yeah.
Because, we have the spell snares at 1 mana, and that can't hit this.
Right. So, I think the best line Kevin has available to him, and yeah, I saw the Sunlands too.
Yeah. I think it's a pretty interesting choice because Steven has his own white creatures as well.
I actually love that card. It's a really kind of like off-center choice, but it seems he's not sideboarding against a specific deck. He's just changing his deck. He's going with a plan. He wants to lower his curve, and that I'm always in favor of that over like really narrow kind of sideboard answers.
See a detention sphere in Kevin's hand actually, so that we do have a clean answer to the Corsair right now.
And you gotta just run it, right?
Yeah. It's a good one because you can't let him draw an extra card this next turn. And the cards he has in hand right now are all very, very medium. We have Wooded Foothills, Wall of Omens, we have the Eidolon of Rhetoric, and a Path to Exile.
I believe we have 2 paths, right?
So probably like one of the dual deck arts, I think. The Koth versus Venzer dual deck art, it looks like. Because they look different to me.
Okay. So Steven's going to take a fetch. Let's see what he comes up with.
I'm going to grab a Temple Garden.
Temple Garden untapped.
Interesting. I don't know about this land. So you definitely want a white because we have 3 white cards in our hands.
Sure.
But we also don't have any black for what we know is the Sin Collector, and I've already seen it in the deck.
Yeah.
So maybe I think I would want a black-white land, but I don't know if we have any. I don't think we do.
So he needed to get his first white.
Yep. So his Overgrown Tomb is his only black source, game 2.
And I believe the fetch land was Wooded Foothills, so I don't know that he can get a black land with that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, we could get Overgrown Tomb, but we can't get white and black.
Yeah.
And
there's the Sin Collector. Jeez.
And we have a Stomping Grounds in our hand right now.
Yes, we do.
So there's also no swamps in the deck, so we can't, next level path our own Wall of Omens.
Sure. This is a really tough spot for Steven. He's not advancing his board at all, which you really have to do.
I think I'm shocking there. to fire up the Raging Ravine and start attacking with that.
Yeah.
Because that is a threat that's going to be very hard for Kevin to deal with, other than the fact he's got 2 Ghost Quarters on the floor.
Sure. All right, there's an Eternal Witness.
That's solid. We can get back one of the fetch lands.
Yeah.
We can get back the Wooded Foothills, and the Wooded Foothills can get us an Overgrown Tomb.
Perfect. That's actually not a terrible turn here.
It's not. But does Kevin let it resolve?
Right. I think if he counters here, you're fine.
Yes. Counter spell's fine here. I think what Kevin's mulling over right now is what do we have in the graveyard? I know there's 1 fetch land and then 1 other spell, the Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah. And I think he probably doesn't want to see the Scavenging Ooze, but Kevin seems miles ahead here. He's got another Cryptic in his hand.
2 Wall of Omens that are just going to brick wall just about everything.
Yeah. So, also in Kevin's hand is, what's the Wrath of God?
Supreme Verdict.
Supreme Verdict. He's got a Supreme Verdict. So, Steven's got to go really wide to get around that pair of walls, at which point Kevin can just Wrath and... Oh, he's got to read Eidolon of Rhetoric. I didn't know what that card did either. So.
Yeah. It's an interesting card for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, Steven's got to go really wide to get around those walls, at which point Kevin's got the perfect punish in Supreme Verdict. But it looks like he might just snap off a Supreme Verdict now.
Yeah. I like Supreme Verdict here. I think it's a fine card. He loses 2/0/4 walls.
Yeah.
But Steven's actually losing creatures. The Birds of Paradise, which can tap for black.
Yep.
And the Eidolon of Rhetoric.
Oh, that was an excellent draw.
Yep. Corsair of Crufix is great here.
Yeah, hopefully it resolves. Hopefully there's no mana leak.
There is not.
That's a fetch, right? Yep.
Yep, there's a Wooded Foothills.
Oh, wow, there's the black mana.
Yep, we can get the black mana on the floor. We can cast the Sin Collector. We can disrupt Kevin's hand.
Yeah.
But
at this point, we know that Kevin's got no permission, or else that Corsair's absolutely getting countered. So,
but it could be something along the lines of like Spell Snare, something that's awkward and can't hit the Corsair.
Correct. But I hope that we are going to see Sin Collector get slammed on the table here and take that, exile that second Cryptic command and kind of turn this into a game.
Yeah.
I think that Supreme Verdict might have been a little premature.
I still like the Verdict. We've got Celestial Colonnade, so we've got a huge threat on the side.
Sure.
We've got 2 Ghost Quarters to deal with the Raging Ravine. But and a Kitchen Finks.
There is a Kitchen Finks.
So Kevin's got some great cards in his hand.
Yeah. Kevin is not lacking for cards, but he is going to be lacking for a Cryptic command.
There's a Dispel, Cryptic Command, Spell Snare, and a Kitchen Finks.
So his counter suite is awkward, like you predicted. He's got Dispel, which hits, I believe...
Instance.
Yeah, right. It hits Path of Exile and Chord, and I believe that's it.
Probably. I don't believe there was any spells that he brought in.
No.
I guess there's Lightning Helixes, but...
Don't think we brought in Lightning
I think
Helixes.
they're fine.
Oh, sure.
It's not a card you want to go out of your way to board in.
Right.
Because this matchup may come down to a few points here and there.
Yep.
But it's not something Kevin's just going to let fly. Kitchen Finks is a great play here. It blocks Sin Collector very well. It can help take care of Corsair of Crufix. But it's not great versus the Corsair.
Right.
The 4 toughness is great.
Yeah. Sin Collector is effectively stonewalled. Oh, and now Steven's double path draw really comes in handy.
It's going to be fine, but we're going to get another basic for Kevin, which I think is going to be good as well.
If you're Kevin here, do you snap off the Dispel?
He has 2 cards in hand of Path and something else. Kevin could Dispel, but if he's got something else in his hand, we probably want to counter that rather than a Path.
And Kevin's also got a lot of time. You can do some really good hiding behind Celestial Colonnade, and I think his plan for the Dispels is they are just for Chord.
Yeah.
And that's it. Obviously, so I think what's going to happen 2 turns from now, because Kevin's going to untap and probably just pass. And then Steven might set up an attack, and... Oh, wait, no, I guess Steven doesn't set up an attack because Kevin would activate the Colonnade and block.
Yep.
Steven would go to Path with his second Path to Exile, but he would know that the Dispel is coming. So now Steven's in a pretty interesting spot. I don't know how much he wants to press this board.
So, super interesting card Kevin's drawn. We have Sunlands.
We do have Sunlands.
Sunland's actually terrible in this board.
It's not great.
Because it can't hit the Sin Collector.
Oh, because it's white!
And 4 toughness on the Courser means we can't kill either creature.
Right, so it's basically one of the worst cards you could have drawn. It's probably marginally better than a land.
And it's sorcery speed, so we can't even hit the Raging Ravine before the attack trick. So we have a lot of really, really awkward spells in Kevin's hand.
And Steven is just kind of going off with this Courser at this point.
Yeah.
Just generating crazy card advantage.
Granted, Bird's Paradise isn't that great.
No.
And we don't seem to have Gavany Township. So there's no long-term value for a Birds of Paradise.
Right.
Kevin seems to be preparing his Celestial Colonnade.
Sure.
Leaving up a Ghost Quarter and a base Hallowed Fountain so we can cast spells if we need to. And Ghost Quarter the Rage Ravine.
I think if you're Steven here, you just have to sit. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Kevin Jones has a lot of good top decks, but... So,
Like
I mean, you are just...
Sun Titan.
Right.
Sun Titan would be fantastic.
Sun Titan would be pretty unreal here.
Steven probably doesn't like the top card of his library, so he's
Right.
going to fetch it away.
It was
a
a
Horizon Canopy.
Yeah. Horizon Canopy, I kind
It's
of
a
like.
fine.
Yeah.
It's probably the best land you want to draw.
Yeah, it's the best land you want to draw, but you still maybe want to give yourself a shot to not draw a land in your draw step. That said, I probably would just let myself draw the Canopy and just...
Yeah, because at that point, you get to put the Canopy on the floor, and you get 2 redraws at the top of your library versus just 1.
Oh, and that's a cord.
No, I think that was P and Kieran Nalar.
Oh, that's even better.
Yes, that is a very
that's
good card.
That's Kiki Jiki, jeez.
We are starting to roll on
We're doing
side
it
now.
Okay, so the good news for Kevin Jones here, it seems bad, but it's going to wake up the Sunlance.
Yeah, we have Sunlance, Dispel, Spell Snare, none of which are very good against P and Kieran Nalar.
Gets in with Courser.
This is a good attack. He's got another path in his hand.
Sure.
And I think at this point, we know there's a Birds. Yeah, so we know there's a Birds of Paradise in Steven's hand. Sure. So if Kevin fires up Colonnade to block, and he attempts to path, then we have the Dispel, and we can take care of that.
Sure.
I like Dispelling here because we know he's only got a Birds of Paradise in his hand.
Right. This is... I don't love this attack for Steven. For Kevin, it's quite good.
Yeah. You're getting rid of his card advantage engine. Yeah. He's got a Kiki Jiki on top. It's going to be a little painful with the P and Kieran Nalar.
Yeah.
You get to spawn 2 Thopter tokens every turn.
Right. And we see Steven finish off the Colonnade with a Thopter token.
Okay. That's another solid one because we know we're going to draw the Kiki Jiki and it's going to make us another one.
But yeah, basically we just have to snap off the Sunlance on P and Kieran Nalar like now.
Yes. But I think the other weird part about it is we leave Kiki Jiki, he can just keep going Sin Collector.
Yes.
And Sin Collector during your draw step to get every instant and sorcery you could ever draw is not great either.
That's the hard lock.
So I think for Kevin, I think we wait till the Kiki Jiki gets on the floor.
Oh, he's going to try
and Kiki Jiki.
He's going to try and pinch him on red.
Ooh. No, he's not pinching him on the red. The top card's Kiki Jiki.
Ah.
So if he wants to shuffle for the land, he gets rid of Kiki Jiki.
Oh, and Kevin drew Supreme Verdict. That's an amazing draw.
That is a great draw. So now we just play a 5-mana 2/2 with haste.
I mean, we'll attack for 2. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Man, that's a great draw from Kevin. This game is totally turned around.
Yeah. I think either way, the Ghost Quarter was a great play.
Yeah.
It really, really, puts pressure on Steven.
Yeah. Wow, Kevin Jones goes for Sunlance on the Birds. What do you think of that?
I think it's fine, because again, he's tapping out for a 5-mana 2/2.
Sure.
You're wasting your entire turn for a 2/2.
Steven draws Spellskite, knows that there is a
Spell Snare
in Kevin's hand.
Kevin knows Kiki Jiki's in his hand, so there's just no reason to not use this here.
Right.
I'm still wondering why Steven's not playing the Kiki Jiki. I guess maybe he's hoping for combo.
It's apparent that Steven completely has the soul read. He knows that Kevin Jones is holding Sunlance.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
We use the Sunlance on the Birds of Paradise.
Ah, sure.
So,
but I think there's a second Sunlance in Kevin's hand. So this is an end step.
Ooh,
Oh,
the
my
Avon Mind Sensor.
Goodness, that is a blowout and a half.
2, 3,
But it might not even
4.
matter.
Wow. I believe he can get all. Yeah, he can pick any one of those 4 cards, and he's got the Restoration Angel, and he can untap and Kiki-Jiki.
That's
the
incredible.
combo.
What's he thinking about here? Don't you just slam?
He has to resolve the Kiki-Jiki through counter magic, though.
Sure.
But I guess.
But you know one of the cards. Oh wait, no. I guess you don't know any of his cards anymore.
No.
It's been a while since that Sea
Yeah.
Collector. But man, I think
So he's got combo potential.
he doesn't. He passes on it. Goes for Eternal Witness to get back. He's got
I
a
don't
full
know.
yard at this point.
Maybe a path to get rid of the thing.
Oh, sure.
That's probably a fine draw.
It's probably the best spell Steven has against
Yeah.
Kevin Jones.
We definitely agreed upon that. It's just like it's the only creature in his deck that provides immediate value.
Sure. And it's just like, it's a threat you have to, it goes wide in one card. You have to be able to answer it almost immediately or you're just going to get buried. So this is P and K.
I think Kevin has another Sunlance and what looks to be a path in his hand.
If Kevin has a path, then this this follow-up of, I believe, land into Kiki-Jiki is going to look much worse. It's tough to see Kevin's hand at this point.
I think this is weird. I think he tapped a little poorly for this.
Oh,
He's tapped 3 red sources.
he's out of...
He's got a Sacred Foundry on the top,
Right.
but he's got a Wooded Foothills in his hand, but he's got no fetchable red anymore.
Right. He can't second main phase go get triple red to
Yeah.
Kiki-Jiki. But
So he went for the Shock the Avon Mind Sensor, which I think is a fine play.
sure.
I don't know if he did it before.
I'm actually, now that I'm seeing
blocks.
the effect that P and Kieran Nalar has had on this board, I like this line of Eternal Witness for the Cord much better.
I do too.
It's really conservative, but
I'm still not sure. Ooh,
Yeah.
this is great.
uh-oh.
It's getting cryptic. Now, if that resolved and you just get the Eternal Witness every turn, that's great.
Oh yeah.
Just get back P and Kieran back to your hand.
Oh yeah, I
Be
don't
able
think
to
there's
keep
any
casting
reason
Kieran
not to
Kierans.
go for the Kiki-Jiki right there.
Ooh, Kevin drew a Snapcaster Mage.
Uh-oh. That's tough. And I believe Steven drew Birds of Paradise.
Birds is not a great draw on this board state.
No. And now
But
Kevin...
again, he has 3 power, and Kevin's just sort of sitting around.
Yeah, Kevin can finally exhale here. He's got
A Kitchen Finks.
He's got a Kitchen Finks. He's got Snapcaster in hand. He's very much... Oh,
P
boy.
and Kieran again. And he doesn't have enough mana to be able to snap Cryptic.
Jeez. This is the swingiest.
He does have a Verdict in hand.
He does have a verdict. So the P and Kieran Nalar is
He's going to attack for 1.
Yeah, it's going to be dealt with. But
How much damage is Kevin potentially taking? He does have 6 open mana and 2 red sources.
yeah,
So he's taking at least 4 more damage if
maybe
the
6.
Foothills has a viable target.
All right,
So he's got both forests, mountain, both stomping grounds, and the foundry on the floor. He's got the temple garden on the floor. I don't know if he's got any more fetchable lands.
I don't think he does either. I think he's got all his red on the table. There's, yeah. Yes, he definitely does. This is this makes it pretty
So
clear.
we don't need the red as much. We just need the extra land. So he's got 2 open stomping grounds, but we need the 6th land to be able to do it twice.
Yeah,
But he doesn't have that. So at this point, Kevin's going to take over the game.
yeah. Wow.
Ooh, okay, so he didn't go for Kevin's life total. He went for the Kitchen Finks.
Right, right.
We're just going to clean up the board. I like it. It's probably the better choice of action here.
Oh, wow.
This is very good.
Yeah, this is strong.
Reclamation Sage, blow up the Detention Sphere, get back Courser of Crewfix. Hopefully have something on the top of your library that's
a voice.
Voice of Resurgence is solid.
It's not
you
bad.
have the Wooded Foothills to be able to reset the top of your library if you need it. There's a path. He's got the 1 plains, and that's the last basic left in his deck. Which I'm not certain that was all that correct on Steven's part.
Oh, to get rid of the voice? Yeah, I don't think so.
I think the voice is a threat that you want. Kevin has used multiple paths. He's used the detention sphere already. I don't think he's got that many solid answers to the card at this point.
What was the draw for Kevin? Did you say? Oh, it's a spell snare.
So we got Spell Snare and Snapcaster Mage.
Spell Snare and Snapcaster Mage do not seem terrible.
We have a Birds and a Path for Steven.
Oh, and that Colonnade is huge. And a Resto from Steven.
Resto is fine.
Resto is not great against the Colonnade.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely a good card, but
it's a very, very good card.
Yeah, his board, what he's got going, still matches up so poorly against
Is that a mana leak?
Kevin's doing. It is a mana leak.
Mana leak looks very good right now. Each player having 10 plus mana.
Oh yeah, it's great. Revelark's the draw, so
Revelark's very good.
If you're Steven here, you pass to Kevin, I think, and then you go end step Restoration Angel, and then just see what he does with that.
I agree.
See what he does about that.
The Revelark dying and getting creatures is very relevant.
It's huge.
Colonnade.
Path. So this might be Snapcaster Dispel, because this, I feel like this Colonnade is super important to Kevin's position.
I agree. I believe it's his real win condition at this point. Kevin disagrees with us.
Let's it go.
Kevin is going to finish the game with a 2-mana 2/1.
Yeah.
With an Ambush Viper.
So this is actually, he's not representing Cryptic anymore. I'm not sure what Kevin is representing.
Yeah, that is very weird. He tapped, I think, far too many blue sources, in my opinion.
Yeah. Don't know what he kept up Ghost Quarter for.
I think Ghost Quarter is a fine card.
Evoke? No?
No, I think the Evoke is 6.
Okay.
Maybe he did tap 6. Maybe he tapped the Razor Verge Thicket. So Mana Leak's not going to cut it. He's got 4 open mana.
Yeah, there's nothing he can fetch with that
Snare.
Foothills anymore, is there?
No.
That's just a shuffle.
Yeah.
That's just pay 1 life, shuffle your deck.
Which is relevant with the Course of the Crew fixes, but I think Kevin's answered both of those.
Right.
Was that a Sun Titan?
It was white. Oh, he's going to the yard. This looks like Sun Titan.
Aven Mind Sensor is, pretty good. There's a few cards that I like at this point. Ooh, actually, Mana Leak's really good right now.
Is it?
Because he's got 4 mana open for the Restoration Angel. If he attempts to Restoration Angel, we can get him with the Mana Leak.
The Mana Leak's live again. Alright, so this is Sun Titan.
I don't think he tapped enough white for that.
Oh, no, he did not. We are going down to our spotter just to make sure that we get this suit figured out before we go any further. Okay, and perfect. There we go. Thank you, spotter. Killing it. All right.
Ooh, Kitchen Finks.
Gets Kitchen Finks.
He's at 8 life, so he's at a very low life total with a 4 power flyer.
Sure.
And Kitchen Finks gaining 2 life and putting the pressure back. That's 9 power on the attack pad.
I thought for sure that was going to be Detention Sphere on Revelant.
That could be. But again, what do we think Steven has to answer the Sun Titan?
Sure.
We've seen 3 Path Exiles from Steven already.
That's fair.
If he's left in all 4, then you have 1 more time to draw a Path Exile.
Yep.
If you don't answer the Sun Titan, then you're not in a great spot.
Restoration Angel off the top. Jeez. Oh, and there's Kiki Chiki. That's it.
Is that?
Yeah, that is why I wanted to
now, or I think they just go to play.
Revelark, yeah, they go to play.
I think that's just game.
I believe it is. But Kevin's not going to scoop. Kevin's a gamer. I think it all goes back to that first Wrath. I think if he just waits a little more on that first Wrath, it's hard to argue with how Kevin played it because the game went so long and there were so many times where it looked improbable that he would get out of it, but he got out.
So I think it was a very good match on both sides.
Yeah.
I think the second Restoration Angel off the top was just very, very good.
Yes.
I definitely probably can see the Detention Sphere